So what I was thinking in this session is first I'll just tell you the error which was coming in Excel when we were trying to create a dashboard, right? So once that is done, it will take hardly 5 minutes, and then we'll continue with our Power BI stuff. So our objective is to complete the dashboard, and everyone has to complete the dashboard. All right. And in the meanwhile, you can download this file. This is employee underscore state. You can see my screen. Yeah, so I have shared this file on the chat, employee underscore state dot xls. So just download this file and I'll explain you what to do with this. So, so this was the thing that we were working on. So we created these three pivot charts using the sheets, right? You remember when we had a HR data and we clicked on insert and went to pivot table. And due to that, we could create the pivot charts, right? So our objective was to create a dashboard. So when we created a blank page using view and deselecting grid, so it was just blank canvas, and we just copy pasted all the pivot charts, right? So now my objective was to add the slicer as well so that it can filter out the visuals. So when I created the this slicer, it was not reflecting in this. So the problem, the issue that we were facing was, I'll just remove this. What I was doing is going to insert and going to click slicer, right? So now if I click slicer like this is not the right approach. So the right approach is you should click on a particular visual, any visual, and then click on slicer. Once you click slicer, let's say go to gender, click OK. Now we have a gender, right? And then right click and you go to report connections. You will see all the pivot sheets that we have over here. So you'll just select all of them, whichever is relevant. And now it is all connected. For example, if I click on female, everything is filtered out here, right? If you do anything, if you do multiple selection, you can just click this and you can select both of them, right? Or you can remove. So now this was the problem that we were facing. The problem was I was clicking here on the canvas and then going on to insert and slicer. Instead, the right approach is you have to click on a particular chart and then click slicer. That's the only difference, right? So we are good to continue with the Power BI.
Yes.
Great. All right. So I'll just close this because we don't need this anymore. So let's close this. Yeah. And this is where we closed yesterday. So what I'll do is I'll just give you a brief again. So we created a number of employees education wise. No, this is department wise. So we can change in title. That's fine. Right. Then we created number of employees education wise, number of employees age group wise. We have male and female both in this. And then try to create a scatter plot where we can understand the correlation between the monthly income versus education. If education is higher, monthly income should be higher or not. So that correlation we could address from this. Then we have this heat map kind of visual where we try to understand the job role versus job satisfaction if we have to create that kind of mapping, right? So far so good. So we created these visuals. Now we'll try to create more visuals here. So ultimately what we'll do is we'll create more visuals, then we'll try to understand working on Power Query, and we'll do step by step. So before I start again, like continue, do you have any questions regarding whatever we did yesterday? Any questions from anyone?
Yeah, regarding this slicer, when I've added this age slicer, it's not giving me drop down. It's coming the complete list.
Yes. So what you have to do is once you click on this slicer, go to this format your visual,
Okay.
right? And then click on slicer settings. And then the option is style. So you have to change
Okay.
from vertical list or style to drop down. So whatever you feel like, you click there. So in this case, we have taken drop down. So you just click drop down and it will be converted into drop down. I think in your
Thank you.
case, it must be coming like this.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it is coming like this, just go
Yeah, the big sheet like
and
this one.
down. Any other question? Anyone of you?
Yeah, how did you get that slicer on top? I actually did not follow that.
This one.
Yeah.
So I just created a slicer from here. If you see, this one is a
Oh,
slicer. So
okay.
if you click here, you will get a one visual like this, and
Oh,
then
okay.
whichever slicer you want. Let's say I want a slicer for education.
Hmm.
So I'll just select education from here and drag in the field. So you will have this kind of slicer. So
Got it.
all education options will be here.
Okay, got it. Hmm.
Right? And then from format your visual, click on settings, change it to drop down.
Hmm.
So I can have a drop down like
Oh,
this. I can
yeah.
have this kind of, right. So now let's try to create some data cards. So actually, when we talk about dashboard is all about numbers, understanding the growth, degrowth, understanding what is happening, understanding the patterns, all those sort of things. Right now, we have created these visuals like bar chart, column chart, or scatter plots, heat maps. Everything is done. Now, one more important aspect is having data cards. So if I want to see a dashboard and see what is my total number of employees, what is my total number of active employees, how many employees are there in how many employees are male, how many employees are female, all those sort of things. So I can have data cards. So for data cards, what I can do is, if you see here 1 2 3 in the box, this is my card. Click there, you will have this kind of visual. Now whichever is the column, for example, in this case I have employee count. So I'll just drag this over here in the field. So this is showing me 1470. Right now, in going into general, in format your visual, for this particular visual, go to title, click on, and then change the text to total employees. Right, and from visual you can just deselect the category label. The label is sum of employee count. I don't want that, so I'll just deselect that. Right, and going back in title, I can change the fonts, make it horizontally centrally aligned. The color can be, let's say, this, whatever you feel like, that's not important. And change here. If you go back to visual, change it to callout value, change the font size like this, and you can like add the format painter to this as well, so that everything looks same. And then going back and open the title again. Right, so this is how my title will sorry, my data card will look like. Right, so if I have all the filters at this end and try to add my data cards over here, so this is one. So I can have more data cards. Let's say I want to have total count of departments. So what I'll do is, I'll just go to department and drag it over here. From down arrow, make it count of distinct. So I want to count distinct. So total departments are 3. Right, so I'll just change the title for this, total departments. Depending on what you want, you can do that. And if you see why I did distinct count, so if I do count, so it will count all the repetitions as well. For example, in this column, I have 1470 rows. For R&D, there are 961 rows. For sales, there are 446 rows. For HR, there are 63 rows. But I want distinct. So I don't want to count HR 63 times. I want to count HR once. I want to count R&D not 961 times, just once. Similarly with sales, I just want to count sales as once, not 446 times. So for that, I will select count distinct. So it will give me total departments as 3. So I created 2 data cards. Now tell me what are the issues, if you guys followed this, understood, not understood, what's the problem in this? Sivashri, Mitra, Nidhi, Yelanke, everyone is able to do it?
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Give me thumbs up once everyone is done. Nice, Mitra.
Atikant, is the data card affected by the slicer?
Yes.
Okay, so if in case I select, let's say, gender female in
Mm-hmm. Your voice is not coming.
oh, I'm so sorry. I don't know how did I get muted. So what I was asking was, does the card get affected by the slicer?
Yes.
Okay, so
So
if I
yeah, please go ahead.
select female
Yeah.
in the gender slicer,
Yeah.
then total employee count will change. Okay, so
Yes.
it doesn't matter in what chronology I enter the slicer. If once the slicer is there, my all my charts get affected according to the slicer.
So what do you mean by chronology of adding the
So,
filters?
like
I
for
mean,
example, we first created these charts, the bar chart, the heat
yeah.
map, then all of it, and then we put the slicer, and
Mm-hmm.
after that we put the data card. So,
Mm-hmm.
irrespective of when the slicer is entered into, all the maps are always automatically connected and get affected by the slicer.
Yes. So in this, you can, there is no particular rule, the chronology that you have to add the visual first, then filter for, then cards. You can do anything. So for example, you are starting creating a dashboard and you feel you want to add data cards first. So you will start with total employees, total active employees, total departments, total educations, all those stuff. Then you might add visuals, and later on you will understand, okay, so I want to have these filters, so you will add filters. So whatever is the chronology, it doesn't matter, it will work seamlessly. So right now the logic is, if I have filtered female, it should give me values only for a female, right? So I can see total employees are 588 female employees, right? If I click on male,
Yeah.
so it should be 882. And total departments is 3, it will remain the same, because in this data, males are in all these 3 departments, females are on in all these 3 departments, so it is 3.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can add any visual anytime, no problem. And similarly, for example, if I go to, let's say, high school, I can see there are 170 employees who have just education of high school,
Yeah,
right?
got it.
So this is the beauty of filters, data cards, and all those things. Yeah. So so everyone is done. Can I go ahead?
Yes.
Wonderful. So we have understood how to add a data card. Simple. Now the next important aspect is, I want to add a data card here, which will give me total active employees. So I just pasted here. So I want to have a title, total active employees. So by total active employees, what I want is total employees which are still with the company. So what kind of logic you can apply? So if I filter here in data, and it should be, sorry, it should be, attrition is no, right? So if I see in this data set, there are 1233 filtered rows, 1233. So my answer is, total active employees are 1233. I want 1233 here. So any suggestion, what do you think can be done here?
From the slicer, we can select.
Yeah, so one option is, if I click here, so this will give me total active employees as 1233.
But
This
that
is
will
fine.
affect everything, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
I want a slice a data card here, which should not be dependent on, for example, if I want total active employees, I should click here. No, I don't want that. I want straight away it should show me 1233 here. So I'll just give you two methods of doing this. There are two methods only. One method is if I click here and go to filters. So apply a filter on this visual. So if you can see here, right? Filter on this visual only. So what I'll do is I'll apply attrition, select and add the data field here and click on no. So if I filter this on this visual only, not on the complete dashboard, this will apply only on this. So you can see it impacted this data card, not this data card, or not this data card, or any other visual. It just impacted this because if you click here and see, this attrition is equal to no is applied only on filters on this visual. Any questions on this?
Adhikant, can you please show the steps again?
So I'll just remove this. And what I'm saying is I want to have total active employees here as 1233, right? So this is like applying a condition where attrition is equal to no, right? So we have a table where we have a column as attrition. I want all the records, the count of records where attrition is equal to no. That is my count of active employees, correct? So I will apply total employees here. And here I need to filter out all the records where my attrition is equal to no. So selecting this visual, selecting this attrition drag, just click on from the mouse and drag it to the data fields on filters on this visual, right? And then select no.
Okay.
So this way you can filter out for a particular condition. So this is one way. And you can filter out, for example, if you click on gender is equal to female, again 501 is my active employees, total female employees were 588. So it will all change accordingly.
Okay.
Everyone understood this method?
Yes.
Great. So now next second method that is somewhat tricky, that is using DAX. DAX is data analysis expression, and that is really important when you're working on Power BI. And I'll just use Google, go to DAX Power BI. So we will see from Microsoft website, it's really good. Documentation is really good. Just read this. What is DAX? DAX is a collection of functions, operators, and constant that can be used in a formula or expression to calculate and return one or more values. It helps you create new information from data already in your model. So we already have data in my model. This is a model and I have a data, but I want to extract some information. What information? I want to extract what is my total active employees. That means what is my count of this rows where my condition is attrition is equal to no. So I have to derive a new information. So for that, similar to Excel, in Excel we create formulas, right? Sum if, count if, as we did yesterday, right? Here we will use DAX formula. So that is the language that Power BI understands, right? And it's very easy. It's not like very tough. So for non-technical people, if you start working on these languages, it is not very tough like Python or any other language. So it is easy. So once you start working on it, you will understand and you would be able to do it, right? So this is the kind of syntax. So first of all, like total sales, this is my measure name. You can name anything: total sales, total employees, total active employees, whatever you feel like, right? Then equal to, and after equal to there will be the function, like what kind of function you want to apply to that particular name. So here in this example it is showing me I want to sum all the sales amount. Sales amount is a column in sales table, so I'm summing all the values and then putting that into total sales, right? This is how I create a measure. In our case, if I go back, first of all, what I to create a measure like DAX, I click on three dots, click on new measure, right? If I click here, and now I want total active employees. So I'll just write total active employees equal to. Now I want to calculate all the employees, all means count of all the rows, that is equal to my count of employee count, right? Now I have already counted. If I close this now, it will give me total employees like 1 4 whatever the total employees were. But I want to apply a filter, a condition. So I will use a filter function. Here I will apply. So if you see, if you clicked on filter, it will show me that first you have to apply a table. Table is my HR data, right? Comma. Now the filter expression is my attrition is equal to no. So whenever my attrition is equal to no, count all those records. This is what this tells me. So calculate all the employee counts whenever attrition is equal to no. So if we understand, this is what this formula is doing. And then press enter. So once you press enter and click on filter and search for the measure you created, total active, and drag it over here. Drag it in this. Or you can just select this. Take it once again. What's happening? This is my total active employees. Yeah. So if you see here, it is showing me total active employees as 501. This is what we wanted, right? 501. If I unselect the female, and you can see here, it is showing me 1233 using this formula. So any question? Did you guys understood what I did?
Yeah, why would someone go for this formula when there is an alternative which is much more simpler?
So it's a good question, but the point is you can't do these filters again and again, or maybe this is the simplest of the option. So we can do this in the filter over here. But whenever you have to apply this again and again, you can easily use this measures in n number of pages. So if you create 10 pages, 20 pages, 30 pages, you can just use this measure all over the place. You don't have to go to filters and filter on this visual and again change the filter. But if you feel you are just creating one page and it is very straightforward, just click here, go to filters and just drag and you are done with that,
Yeah.
right? But I'll
Yep.
explain you where you won't be able to use this filters on this visual, and then you have to ultimately create a measure. So there is no alternative in there in that case.
Okay.
Right? But did you understand how I created? I know it's not easy. Like if you're learning this for the first time, it is not easy at all. I can explain this again if anyone wants to.
Yeah, please do.
Okay. So first of all, as we saw in the this one, this is my syntax. First is total sales. Total sales is like a variable name, like whatever name you want to create on the measure. So my measure name is total active employees, right? Equal to. After equal to, this is my formula, right? So this is the way we write when we write a formula. So I have to calculate. So calculate, there is a bracket, open bracket, and you have to close here, right? So what I have to calculate? I have to calculate total count of employees, right? So I have this column employee count. So I'll count all the employees. So this is how I am doing, right? And now applying a filter of attrition is equal to no. So if I do this, you can just close to make it more readable. This is my first parameter where I'm counting total employees. Then I'm applying a filter on that total where attrition is equal to no. That means it will delete all the records from this measure wherever the attrition is equal to yes, and keep only attrition is equal to no. And this is how I'll get the total active employees. Right? And this is not just straightforward. So once we do it more and more, you will get to know. Don't worry about it. So we are able to create one measure like this. So we have total employees. So I'll just keep it together. Right? So we have total employees, total active employees, total departments, and we don't need education. So we can remove this. Right? Remove this. So now we have understood how to create data cards. We have understood how to create visuals. There is one more thing, understanding how to combine two tables that I'll explain you. I have already shared the new table with you, so I'll explain that, and then we'll go ahead. Everyone has downloaded the file.
Yes.
Yes.
So if I open this file, it is very simple, two column table. So what it shows is employee number and their state. So where they maybe their birth state or something. So this column is not available in my original data, right? So if I go here in this table, I don't have the state column, right? But I want to add the state column here so that I can use the state in my dashboard. So what is the possibility I can do this for through? First of all, I need to import the data. So whichever data I want to import here, and then do some calculations or manipulations, right? So again, can anyone tell me how to import this data?
Get data,
Yes. Yeah. Next step.
Excel workbook,
All right.
select the
Yeah.
file.
Perfect. So now we have understood how to import the table. And what is the next step here?
Load if everything is fine.
So before load, I have to select here.
Select it. Sheet.
Select state.
Yes. So I can click on load or transform.
Transform
So
data.
if I click on load, it will directly load and it won't go to Power Query. If I click on transform like this, it will go to Power Query editor. So currently everything looks good. Column headers are on the top, so we don't need to edit anything. So any other change you feel like doing here? All good? Yeah. So let's try to understand Power Query now. This is really important when you're working on Power BI. Power Query is like a ETL tool. ETL is E stands for extract, T stands for transform, L stands for load. Extract, transform, load. So we are extracting the data, transforming. Transforming means changing, manipulating, or cleaning. And once that is done, we will load into the Power BI. So close and apply means load. So we will do three steps. Extracting, that is done. So we have already imported the data. Now we will do transform part. So that is the T part of ETL pipeline. So here we'll do cleaning or mapping or whatever we feel like. So first of all, if you see here 1, 2, 3, ABC, these are called as data types. So if you see here, 1.2 means decimal number, dollar means fixed decimal number, 123 means whole number, percent sign means percent, so and so forth. Right. So if you see here it is showing me 123. That means it is one whole number. And these are all whole number because these are employee numbers. So it can't be decimals, right? So this is giving me correct. So I don't need to change it. So from here you can change it to anything. For example, if you feel this should be decimal, so I'll instead of 123 I'll click on 1.2 and it will change. Click on replace and it will change to 1.2, right? But here I don't want to change. So what I'll do is here at the right hand side you can see applied steps. From here you can just click on cross whatever you did and then it will go back to the original version. And from here you can go back to my 123 whole decimal, right? So this is the beauty of Power Query. Here you can see applied steps at the right hand side, and you can cross here, you can add, you can delete any step, whatever you did. So ultimately, what Power Query does is it will help you to clean the data, transform the data. So for example, from state, let's say you want to split the state column where on the basis of spaces. So right now it doesn't make sense, but let's say if you want to split this column on the space, so west is in this column, Bengal should be in the next column. So what you will do is click on state, right click, split column by delimiter. This is my delimiter, right, space. So I'll just split at leftmost and on the basis of space, click OK. So you'll see Uttarakhand doesn't have any space, so it will remain the same. Column 2 will be null. West Bengal split into West, and second column is Bengal, right? Similarly, maybe other state, if there are two words, otherwise it will remain the same. Tamil Nadu, Tamil is in state first column, second column Nadu. Similarly, Madhya Pradesh, right? So right now it is not making sense. So I'll just go back. I'll just click on cross and delete, right? So I'll go back to my original version. Similarly, right click here. You can replace any value. So let's say you feel that whatever was mentioned here, let's say West Bengal was incorrectly mentioned. It should not be West Bengal. It should be some other state. So what you will do is to replace all the West Bengal values. So it will be replace value West Bengal and replace with the, let's say, what is that, Jharkhand maybe, right? Click OK. So all the West Bengal, you can see the cells change to Jharkhand, right? So this is where you will do all the transformation. You can replace values as explained now. You can split on the basis of any delimiter or any position. Then you can change the type like decimals, whole number, whatever. You can transform. So let's say these values, these are not lowercase. For example, sometimes I'll just show you. Let's say you have these states, like somewhere it is Jharkhand mentioned like this, somewhere it is Jharkhand, right? Somewhere it is small case Gujarat, somewhere it is like this, somewhere it is Karnataka, like this. So it is not rightly capitalized, right? So if I want to capitalize these words in a particular column, so what I'll do is right click, click on transform. If you want everything to be lowercase, you can click here. So see, all the values become lowercase. B, H, J, first letter also became lowercase, right? Right click. If you want everything to be uppercase, click on uppercase. Everything became uppercase. If you want first letter to be capitalized, so click on capitalize each word. This is the best way. Like if you want West Bengal, Maharashtra, Jharkhand, Uttarakhand, first letter should be capitalized. It is the way it should be. This is what you have to do, right? Then you can trim. Sometimes what happens is in your original data, like for example, you have space, then you have like this Gujarat, right? For example, you have Gujarat, then space. Here you are not able to see that there is a space in this. You can see I have these many spaces, right? So whenever you have this kind of data, so let's do this. So what I'll do is I'll delete this. I'll make the changes here. Let's say this is my Bihar, West Bengal, and Uttarakhand. Right. So now what I'll do is I'll save this, Control C, and then I'll go here and I have to refresh this again. So once I refreshed, it will take the same value from where it took, right? So now I have this unclean data with me, right? Now I want to clean this. So Maharashtra has some spaces, right? So I have to clean this. So what I'll do is right click, transform, clean, and trim. You have to do both. So first, let's say do trim. So it will trim all the spaces, and then right click, transform, clean. So this will clean everything. Now I want to capitalize first letter and do all those sort of things. So right click, transform, capitalize each word. So now you will see everything is perfectly fine. And we have some other stuff like you can check the length. For example, if you want to see the length, so you can see this is giving me the length of all those states rather than the state names. So if I just go back, and if you want to keep a duplicate, let's say I keep a duplicate column here. Here I keep the length of all those. Click on length. So I'm seeing the state length for all those states. So Uttarakhand has 11 letters, Maharashtra has 11, Bihar has 5 letters, so on and so forth. So it depends. I mean, right now it is not making sense. We don't have to get the length for each state. You won't be able to do any analysis, but in many cases you would need that, right? So this is where you do all those cleaning part or transformation part. So far, any questions?
Yes. So let's say we have a data set where some of the data is missing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I got disconnected in between. So if in case it's repetitive, I'm sorry for that.
No problem.
So for example, I have a data set. Maybe the state is connected to employees also. Some
Mm-hmm.
employees don't bother to put their, details.
Yeah.
So if in case some data is missing,
For example, these we don't have these values.
yeah, just randomly, if you can just remove data, and how will Power BI help us understand, as in, or at least filter out that data so that I can connect with the employee and get the data.
Yeah. So let's say we have these blanks. I'll save this again, Control S. I'll go back to Power BI. I'll just refresh. And you can see these are the nulls, right? So that means the values here are missing. Correct? Now your question is, how will I able to add the values here? First is, you won't be able to add because Power BI doesn't know like employee number 11, where is he from? So he can't add it himself. What you have to do is select from here, unselect everything, click on null, press OK. You have this list. Go to these employees. Hey, your state is not mentioned. Please fill this. Or once you get this, you have to update. This is the only approach.
तो ये तो हम फिल एक्सेल में भी कर लें.
Yeah. So I mean, you can do that. So, but how like Power BI is not a magic tool. Like, how can Power BI tell that you are from Punjab or you are from
No, no,
Karnataka?
I was
Just
expecting maybe some other features might get used. I didn't mean to compare it to Excel per se. I thought maybe additional features might get used to it.
Like what?
No, I was of
So
course not expecting Power BI to guess the correct
of
name of
course.
the state or something.
So Power BI can do, for example, it is here Bihar. Let's say it is incorrectly written. Let's say instead of Bihar, it is Bihara. Let's say, right?
Yeah.
So it might tell you. I'm not sure. Let's say, like for example, Maharashtra is written as with double A here, right?
Mhm.
I'll just save this. I'll go to this and refresh it again and remove the filtered part. Now we can see this is Maharashtra with a double A and this is single A. So we can clean this part, that wherever it is incorrect, give me the cleaned states. For example, just right click here and from transform, just a second, there is a option. I'm not remembering. There is a feature of um, this index matching where we can clean this, but that is not required right now. But definitely, you should provide some value. Otherwise, any tool can't tell. Like no tool is that powerful, and we are
Yeah.
not in that domain that any tool can tell where you're from. That tool should get some information from somewhere at least, right? So it's
Yeah.
not about Excel or it's not about any other powerful tool or anything. This is ultimately just a tool. So uh, it cannot uh, predict or do anything without information. But this is really powerful, and if you give the information, and you can really work wonders with this.
Okay, so
Like
just an add-on to my previous question.
yeah.
Let's say, yeah, I did the exercise and I got to know. So let's say a list of 10 employees who did not provide me this detail, and then I get this detail later on.
Hmm.
Uh, how do I combine the two details? Then
So
I'll be
first.
using the same function as I did for including the state thing in the HR data.
Mhm. So first is you have original Excel file here, which you have imported in Power BI, right? So first option is just select the blanks and whatever is there, just fill it over here. Let's say now you understood employee one is from, let's say, um, tell me any state.
Arunachal Pradesh.
Yeah. Yes. So Arunachal Pradesh, right? So now you got to know this employee is from here. Just save it
Okay.
and it will automatically come. So that is one way. And this is the easiest way. So
Okay.
now if you see here and refresh, and you will see it came to Arunachal Pradesh. So you don't have to add it here or do anything else,
Okay.
right? Second is if you have a separate Excel, for example, there are these three employees, or let's say 100 employees, you got the new table. For example, I have this table for the employees where the state was missing. And now you got this a new table, right? You can again import this table as a new table in Power Query and then combine this with the uh, this table.
Okay.
Let's say, example,
Yeah.
let's say we have randomly 10,000, 10,001, 10,002. So these are the three employee numbers who are missing. And you have Arunachal Pradesh, let's say AP, TN, and Gujarat. So we will write this, right? So what I'll do is I'll copy this and paste in the new file, save this. Let's say this is pending state list. This is the new file you got from all after once everyone filled it, right? So now this is new file here. what I'll do is new source, click on Excel workbook, and I'll add this. Right. So I have these, click OK. Right. So I have this table and this table as well. First of all, I'll just remove the length. I don't need this. So right click, remove this column. Now you have this table, original table. Just rename this. Right. Now you got new file. This is pending table that you got. Now you can, what you can do is you can append. So in original table, if you go to the home ribbon, there is an option of append. So there are two ways you can combine the queries. First is merge and second is append. Merge is when you want to join two tables on a basis of particular common column, and then it is added as a new column, right?
Okay.
In append, we add new rows in the same column. So we already have same column names. So what I'll do is click append, and I want to have two tables, append to my pending table, click OK. So there are any, you can save this, and if you scroll down, or you can just search it over here, number filters equal to, let's say, 10,000. And you can see in this my original table, I have those fields also, right? You got what what I did now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So even if you have a new table, let's say thousands of new employees who gave their new information, so you don't want to manually add in the original file, right? So you can straight away add that new file, and then append in the Power Query, and it will be working like this.
Okay,
And then,
so yeah, sorry, another query.
yeah, yeah, please.
Yeah, so just in case, let's say my original data set has certain employees who have left,
Hmm.
okay, and also some who have joined. Like an MIS is something that we'll be doing updating monthly. So
Hmm.
there is a plus and minus.
Okay.
Then
Yeah.
how do we come? Then
No,
how do we
so
come?
in this original state, this is just two columns, like employee number and state. So there is no status of he is there in the system, he is not in the system. So whatever you're talking about is we have to do in this table. So in this
Yes.
table, you can see the column is attrition, yes or no. So if there is a employee who left, so there will be a yes in it, right? This is how we will understand.
No, no. So we will be using merge in that case, right?
Correct. So now
Because
we have,
because we are automatically assuming that there is a column of attrition in the new data also.
so yes. So in HR data, we are expecting, so whatever is there is a new employee, he will come in this data. So this is all live, this one, right? So for example, let's say there is a new employee, let's say 10,000, and he came today, for example, and you added that in the file. So it will come here in this table, HR data,
Yeah.
right? It will, so here you will add that manually, the 10,000, he is from Arunachal Pradesh. Now my second question is, now I want to add the state in my original table, right? So original table doesn't have the state column. So how I can do is, once you have clicked on HR data, click on merge this time. You have to merge this with my original state table, and on the basis of employee number, and from here it is employee count, I guess. Employee number here also. So employee number and employee number, these are the commons, right? So for employee number one, in same row, I want Arunachal Pradesh. Employee number two, Maharashtra. So I will have this state column on my original HR data, right? Click OK. And now here you can see there is a new column added. If you click here, I just want state and click OK. So now if you see here in my original data, this is my original data that we were working from yesterday.
Yeah.
Here I have added this new column from my original state table. So this is not manual work. This is automatic work. So you have already added this table, right? Tomorrow, if there is a new employee, let's say this is my data. Let's say there is a new employee. Uh, Employee number, we can say 10,000 as we were discussing. I will add 10,000, right? He's, let's say, education is human resource. He's in R&D. He's a new employee, so not necessary to write everything. So he writes travel rarely and attrition no because he's new, right? So I have added this. He's a male, not humor, it's human. So and yeah, so this is fine. Once I save this, click on Control plus S. Once I save this and go back to my Power BI and refresh this. Now, if I go here and see into employee number, or I can just sort on descending order. It is 10,000 right now. It's not showing, I guess. No. So what I'll do is I'll just close this, save. Generally, it takes a couple of minutes once you save everything. So it is loading the data. Now it is loaded. I want to see if I have the employee number 10,000. So if I do descending order, yeah. So right now I don't have 10,000 here, right? So I again go to edit query and go to Power Query and see where this data is coming from. So to see where this data is coming from, if you click Advanced Editor, you will see the source. It is coming from Mac, Home, Downloads, HR data. So my data is HR data from downloads, right? So I saved it somewhere else. That's why it was not reflecting. So if I click here, go to downloads, HR data. So this is what it is connected to, right? So if I click this HR data, and now here I click create a new one, travel rarely, let's say 35 to 44, sales, life sciences, and he's 10,000, male, and this is click save. So once I save this and go to advanced editor and refresh preview, now it should have 10,000 as well. See, employee number 10,000. And we had a state for that. So automatically AP also came. Did you understood what I'm trying to explain?
Yeah.
I think Mitra is confused. Any questions, Mitra?
Yeah, I was just confused actually.
Yeah,
Because whenever you're refreshing this thing, you are getting as per the master Excel sheet.
yeah.
So why are we like editing the things in this Power BI query? We can do it directly in the master Excel sheet, right?
Editing what? So
Because
this
as
is
you
my
told now, this like the format of the data, like when West Bengal B is like lowercase or something like that. When you're doing
Hmm,
it in Power BI query, whenever we are refreshing it, it is just showing as per the master Excel sheet.
mhm.
So
No, which
what is it?
so I'll tell you the difference.
Hmm.
So first is you have this master table,
Yeah.
right? So first of all, you have HR data as your table. This is my master table, right?
Hmm.
This one. We have another table that we called as dimension table. That is my state table, right? So everything is revolving around my HR data table,
Okay.
right? This is my main table. So
Okay.
this table is extracted and everything new table, new players are coming in. I mean, new employees, everything is added here. So if there is a new one, everything is coming here. Let's say
No, this one
10,001.
I understood. My
Yeah,
concern is that because whenever you made some changes in this Power BI window, like
yeah,
the case changes, like a sentence case or like from lowercase to uppercase, if we
yeah,
are
yeah.
the same thing, yeah, this filter. So whenever,
Yeah.
okay, I did this one, and when I'm refreshing the data, I'm getting the same data from the master Excel sheet.
No, so what I so that's not right. So the master Excel sheet for state is this one. So if I go here, it is employee state Excel file, right?
Okay.
So if I
Okay.
go to employee state Excel file, if I remove the filter, so this is the original data,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
This is my original data. Arunachal Pradesh like this, Maharashtra is like this. So let's say there is a new record,
No, no, no.
10,001.
No, no. My concern is not about the new record. My concern is about the existing records. Say,
Okay, so
okay, you go to the Power BI this window,
Mhm.
and you told that, okay, if there is an error here, yes, yeah.
Yeah,
If we can change from
from
filter and
here
yeah, change type. Okay. When you're doing it here, uppercase, full uppercase, this will reflect only in this file, right? Not in the like a master sheet
it will. A master sheet in Excel or in Power BI?
in Excel.
No. So whatever
Because
change you do here, it won't
yeah,
be reflected in Excel. Why? Because there is no connection, right? And you don't need to change it.
yeah. So whenever we are refreshing the data in the Power BI main window, it will be reflecting the Excel sheet or this window, these changes.
So these changes. So for example,
Okay.
in Excel, it's like this. The left hand
Okay.
side is Excel, right?
Yes. Yes.
Right hand side, this is the cleaned version in Power Query.
Okay.
So whenever you work on Power BI, this new changes will show. So in Excel, it will remain like this.
Okay. So whenever I am refreshing the data in the main window, as you told in the left hand side, sorry, right
Yeah.
hand side, there will be a refresh like when there is a three dot, not in this window,
Yes.
the main window. When we
Mhm.
have the three dot under data, and when I'm just clicking it, there is a refresh data option. When I'm
Yeah.
refreshing that data, it will reflect this one or the Excel file.
So here, one
No, no,
second.
the main data that we are working on,
Yeah,
the
let
main
me just
window.
close this. I understood where you're saying. You're saying here three dots right inside,
Yes,
and here if you refresh from here, this thing.
yes. This
So
will reflect the changed one in Power BI or the Excel.
so it will refresh. So ultimately, whatever changes you do in Power Query, it will reflect that only. But whatever is the new record or deleted record, if you click refresh data, it will reflect. For example, this is my original data,
Okay.
right? So let's say I make it no over here, this one,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
And now if I refresh this from here, it will be changed because it is connected to this file, right? So this will change to that value. But this is connected to Power Query, right? So whatever changes I do in Power Query, it will be reflected there. So it is connected from both.
The Power Query acts as a mediator between the Excel and the main Power BI window.
It is you can say it is a kind of a mediator because we have to do all the cleaning part, transformation part. So that is what we do in the Power Query.
Okay. In the Power Query, if I'm refreshing the data, it will cancel all the amendments or the modifications that I made in the file, and it will be reflecting the same as the Excel file.
So if you refresh here,
Yes. Yeah.
so if
Refresh
you
preview.
refresh here,
Yes.
so it will update on the basis of the current Excel file. So whatever is there in Excel, new
Okay.
records, deleted records, that doesn't mean, so if you refresh this, that doesn't mean once it refreshes, it will come back to the same alignment like this. So Maharashtra is going away, spaces there. No.
So every time it will be better if you are doing the corrections in the master Excel file.
So the point
If I'm not
is, no. So if we refresh, that doesn't mean that it will go back to Maharashtra like this. Refresh means it will see if there are new records, if this record is deleted, for example, right? So it will take care of deletion or addition of records. But
not the
whatever
format.
changes are done, for example, this Bihar was like this, right? And you have already incorporated trimming in the Power Query.
Yeah.
So it will become Bihar like this. It won't go back to this.
In the Power Query.
Yes. So
But
Excel
when
will
I'm
remain.
refreshing data in the Power Query, it will come the column B Bihar. Because that will
Yes.
be coming same as the Excel again, right? It
So
will.
let's say I'll just do it once again. So let's say I save this. So this is what it looks like,
Okay.
right? And let me just refresh this. Let me remove all the steps that we did. Yeah. All right. So this is the original version, correct? So now once I upload the file here, I can see Maharashtra is coming like this, Bihar is coming like this. This is what I did there, right? This employee number 10, Bihar. So this is how it is looking like. Now, my point is I want to clean this, right? I don't want spaces ahead. So what I'll do is right click on transform, click on trim. That's it. Once you did the trim, it won't impact the Excel. Excel will remain the same.
Okay.
Right?
So once you did the trim, can you refresh it? Refresh preview?
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It won't come similar as the Excel, right?
No. So
Okay,
that's
got
the
it, got it.
beauty because whatever steps you create, it will remain the same. For example,
Only
there is,
data changes will be reflected there, not the format changes.
yeah. For example, there is a new
Got it,
Bihar,
got it.
right? And
Hmm.
now here, so I have a space.
Hmm.
So once I refresh in Power Query, then it won't come like this with space. It will come a normal, nice looking Bihar because we have already tried the step.
Got it, got it. Okay,
If you
only the new amendments, the data will be reflected in the Power Query, not the amendments won't be reflected. Got it, got it. Now I got it.
correct. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So if I do this, so this is not yet updated. Oh, I didn't save this. Control S, go back here and this. So see, I can see Bihar was with space. Now there is no space here. right?
Got it. Now
So
I got it.
yeah, this is the beauty of applied steps. So whatever steps you can see here right inside,
Mm-hmm. That's
steps
the
will impact all the rows. So
okay.
whenever you refresh, whenever there are new records here, so if there are new records coming again, so there is a new employee, new state, new employee, new state, so it will impact all these according to the steps you have applied here.
And one more last thing. Huh?
Yeah, please.
Okay, when I upload one Excel sheet in this Power Query,
Mhm.
I forgot to transform. I just directly load. How I can transform it again?
Yeah, so when you loaded,
Yeah.
it should be coming here, right?
Yeah, it loaded. It was like three options: load, transform, and cancel. So
Correct.
directly I loaded it. So I
No.
how I can transform it?
So again, if you click on three dots, go to edit query.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can click on any three dots and edit query. You will have all the tables here in the Power Query, HR data, original state, whatever you create. And when you click on that particular table, you can edit that, right? I know this can be challenging because this is slightly technical, but this is important. So when we talk about Power Query, it comes of like manipulations, trimming, many things are there. And then we talked about merging, appending the queries, adding the new tables. So take time. This is important. Anyone else? Any questions? Sivashri, Nidhi, Yalanke, Neha.
This merge query I didn't get.
Which one?
To
Merge
merge
query.
query. Yeah.
Okay. So there are two kind of queries. Let me just go to Excel. There is table one, there is table two, right? So let's say table one is having column A, column B, and value is 1, 2, let's say 3. I'll do 2, let's say. This is 100, this is 200. My table 2 is A, same columns, and this time I have 3, 4, let's say 250, 350. Now my new table, I want table new to be column A, column B. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, and same 200, 3, 350. So there is my table 1 like this. I have table 2 like this. I want the updated table to be like this. So if you see, like observe this table is the combination of this table and this table. I just added all the records from both the tables. So these two records are these two, right? And these two records are these two, right? So whenever we want two tables to come like this, one by one, all the rows coming, this is called append, right? We are appending two tables, table 1 plus table 2. We can do multiple tables, like if we have table 3 with the same column. So this is important. The column name should be same. A is here, A is here, B is here, B is here. So for example, if it was A1, then we won't be able to append like this. So there would be some errors. Then we have to take care the column name should be same, right? Now, if we have table 3 as well, let's say it is 5 and 6, and any values 100 to 40, let's say, right? So we have this new data. I can have these in the same itself. So I can append multiple tables, 2 tables, 3 tables, 5 tables, 10 tables, right? So whenever I want multiple rows, one top or one top on the other, so that is appending. Second is merge. Whenever I want to have, let's say, table 1 is this, right? Table 2 is, there's a new column here, sorry, this, and C is, let's say, 1000, this is 2000, right? So what I want is, in table 1, I have column A, column B. In table 2, I have column A and column C. So I want column C to come in my table 1. So it should be like this. So this is my table new. So I have two columns from my first table, and in front of this, it should match like this. For example, this is 1 and 2. So it is matching, right? 1 with this, 2 with this. Similarly to VLOOKUP. So when we do VLOOKUP in Excel, right? We look up for that value and add the value corresponding to that particular column. So here I have a column A as my common primary key. On this, I can add a new column C in my existing table. So this is called merge. So when we are adding new columns, so merging is adding new columns, and append is adding new rows. So this is the difference. Any question?
How we'll apply this in Power BI?
Which one, merging or appending?
Merge.
So if we go to Power BI, so in this case, we wanted to have state, right? In HR data, as we did here, I'll just remove the steps. In this original data, if you see this one, I don't have state column, correct? We have this original table, we don't have state. So that is
Yes.
equal to my column C. So if the way I explained here, column C is my state, right? Column A is my employee number, right? Column B can be anything, let's say gender, and then it is male and female, right? So these are my existing original column tables, column names. This is my coming from the new table. I want to merge this, correct? So if I go to Power Query and if I click on HR data and click on merge queries, right? Once I click on merge, this is my table 1 HR data. Table 2 should be coming from original state table because this is where I have the state, right? Now, very important, when we are merging two tables, there should be one particular common column on which I can merge new columns, right? Here, employee number is common because for 2068, Telangana is there. So 2068 will have all the records here, right? So I'll select those two columns. You can see it is highlighted, right? In table 1 also, employee number is highlighted. Table 2, employee number is highlighted. So once these two are highlighted, that means I'm combining these two tables on employee number. And the name of the column can be different. In this, it is same. It is a coincidence. I can have column number NO. I can have employee ID, whatever. So it won't impact, right? Once I select this, and this is left outer join, click OK. So there are various joins: left, right outer join, full outer join, inner join. So currently we can skip this. Let's not try to go there. If you want, I can explain that as well. So once you click there, you will have this kind of table. So this table is coming from original state table. So if it has 10 columns, it will show me 10 columns here. So if I click here in this two double-sided arrow, from here, I don't want employee number because I already have employee number, right? On this basis only I connected. I'll just select state, click OK. So now you can see in my original table, I'm getting the state. So I can select state of employee, right? So this is how you can merge and get new columns in your existing table.
Okay, yeah, got it. Thank you.
Everyone understood merge?
Yeah.
So everyone understood the difference between merge and append? Mitra, Sivashri, Nidhi, Yalanke, Neha is saying yes.
I
Yes?
think this is why I didn't able to complete the thing that I asked you in the beginning, because I
Yeah.
inserted data in my master Excel sheet. I insert a column actually in the master Excel sheet, but while I loaded the Excel sheet, I didn't do transform. I just do the load. So maybe it
Okay.
was not reflected in the query. So when I
So
was
what happens
just
is, I'll explain
then
you. So if I go to HR data, this is my original table, right? So if you say I create new column here, right? Let's say this is my column. This is a random column and I'll save this, right? If I go to Power BI, I change this first. Now, just a second. Yeah. So I have updated here, right? One column. So let's see if I do refresh on HR data, what happens? Click on refresh data. You can see there is a new column, right? So I didn't use Power Query.
okay, but this will happen only when in the beginning when we transform this Excel to the Power Query. If
No,
because I did it directly loaded this sheet and I entered a column, but it was not reflecting, and I was just when I tried to get the data from that column, it was asking like this column 7 was missing.
do you still have the error with you?
Now
Because
I
you
think
can
that window
add,
is stuck. I can show you, but I don't know because that one is stuck now.
okay, or maybe you can just share the screenshot after this session. I can help you with the query.
Okay.
But there is no logic that Power Query, we used Power Query and that's why it's coming. So you can straight away use this and there won't be any problem. So
So
there must
what
be
I did
something.
is that from the Excel, I directly load. I didn't transform into
No,
Power
it's fine.
Query.
Yeah,
But when I
I
enter the
understand.
new column and I try to get the data from in the chart, I couldn't able to do it.
Okay, so I'll just see what is the problem, then we can sort this.
Okay.
But in general, you can add the columns and that's not a problem in that in overall. Yeah, so I just go back to Power Query, click on Edit Query, going back to Power Query. Yeah, so I have this added the state, right? So I'll just go back. No need to work on this. So if you see here in Power BI, if you search for state, you can see state of employee is there, right? So now we have this new column of state that we can incorporate in our dashboard. So let's say I want to have a map. So I'll just go to visualization. Let's say I just click this map. I add the state of the employee and add over here. One more thing is, so you can see there are these states from where we have employees, right? One more thing is, I can have these bubbles, the size of these bubbles on the basis of number of employees, so that I understand from which state there are multiple employees, like the count of employees is high, right? So if I search for employee count the way we are doing, just put that in bubble size. If you see in this chart, if you see this bubble size, it is changing now. From this, Uttar Pradesh has 237 employees, Delhi has 220, Gujarat has 121, Hyderabad has 118, Karnataka 92. So like this is how it is showing me, right? Meghalaya 21, So like this. And then I can change the colors according to the state if you want, or anything. So if I select this, and everything else will change on the spaces. So this is how we use the maps. Any questions?
No, got it.
No.
Great. So everyone has created this as well?
Yes, I've created.
Great. So so far, whatever we are seeing on the screen, like data cards, filters, visuals, maps. So you guys have done everything?
I haven't done the map, but the rest of the things I've tried.
Okay. All right.
This is
Let's.
all done. Only the formula which you have shown in between, now that formula is not done.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. So let's understand that as well. But before that, I'll just go back to data modeling. This is so if you see here, initially I just had HR data, right? This was the table it was showing in data modeling tab. This original state table and pending table, these are the new tables that I added in this, right? So initially it was just HR data, right? Now you must be wondering what is these connections. Let me just delete them. Now I have this table, I have this table, I have this table. Nothing is connected, so it is all uh, as individual. Now, very important part is when we have two tables like this original state table and HR data. This table we have employee number and state, right? So there is one approach we can connect employee number from here to employee number of this one using drag and drop like this. So once you click here, it will open the new relationship array, and you show the cardinality as many to one, one to one, whatever is there, and then click save. So there will be a new relationship. For example, let me just delete it.
Sivashri, may I request you to mute yourself, please?
Yeah, so
So, so if you're going back to data modeling, just new page. I just want to explain one thing. If I add the employee count from HR data and state from the original state one, so one second. Yeah. So if you see here, this state is coming from different table, and this field is coming from different table. Currently, it is not connected. This HR data and this original state table, these are not connected, right? So if I want to connect employee number from this table to state table, state column of this table, I need connection, because otherwise Power BI will not be able to understand what is that, right? So if we see simple table, for each and every one, I am getting the Arunachal Pradesh, right? So which is incorrect. What I would like to do is I will connect employee number from here to employee number here, and one to one, click save. As soon as I create a relationship between these two tables, here you can see it got reflected. Now for each employee number, I can get the state in the visualization. So this is how relationship works. This line with two-sided arrow, that means I can filter using this to this table. I can use this as my filter to filter this table. So these arrows are showing me that ways, right?
Okay, but Atikant, what if I want to use this feature to create an org structure,
To create what?
organization structure?
This is you can see these are arrows. That's why you are feeling that you can create organization structure, but this is not visualization panel. This is just for data modeling. If you see, this is the model view. So this is something that you use to create the visualization over here. So if you want to create an organization structure, like whatever is the hierarchy, so you have to use some visual from here and create over here. So for example, I have never created hierarchy from here, but we can try. For example, this one, not decomposition. Let me see if we have more visual in this. You are saying like this, right?
Yes.
Let's say we want to create something like this, but we don't have any data for this. How we can create this?
Yeah, so we'll have to first make a manager column and probably the data
Yeah,
in itself will require.
yeah. So once we
Okay.
have data, we can create this. So ultimately, what I am trying to say is, so now that we have taken this, let me explain this also. So if you see these three dots, so from here you can get more visuals, and this is kind of marketplace. So in marketplace you can have multiple visuals, right? So if you click here, and this is the plethora of all the visuals that are there in Power BI. So some are paid, mostly unpaid. So whichever you feel is good, you can search from here in this and see whatever is required by you, and then you can use that visual. So once I create like entered that, now I can see all those visuals here. So this is the hierarchy chart that I installed from there. Now I just need to drag and drop all those labels, and then I would be able to create the hierarchy. But right now I don't have data, so I won't be able to use this, right? But
Okay.
this model view, this thing, this is not for org structure. This is the data modeling. Data modeling means how your tables are communicating to each other, how your columns are communicating to each other, how your data is talking to each other. So that's the internal process that is happening, right? So
Okay.
we have original table, we have one more table for state. I'm just connecting these two tables so that I can get employee number wise the states they are from, right? Any questions? Now if I want to have this table, let's say I want to have table for states, I'll just copy this. I have states from here. I'll remove job role, satisfaction, and this. So from here I can see out of 1470, 273 employees are from Maharashtra, 237 are from Uttar Pradesh, 220 from Delhi, so and so forth, right? So this is how you can remove the background color here. It is very noisy, right? So you can use whatever you feel like and create and add those visuals. Here I don't have space. Let me add somewhere else. Let's say over here. You just need to copy paste and it will be pasted to any page. Any questions? So let us revise what we did in Power BI. First, we try to load the data. right? So how to get the data into Power BI. So that was one, right? Step two was, once the data is loaded, we try to create some visuals like bar chart, etc. Then we try to create slicer filter. Then we try to create data cards, right? We used X to create data card as well, right? Then we went to Power Query, where we cleaned, trimmed, and sorted the data. We worked on merge, we worked on append. Then we went to create map visual. Then we try to understand data modeling, where we try to connect the two tables, right? And we also understood the part of refreshing the Excel data to reflect the. Just tell me, out of these things, whatever we have done, how confident you are in these things. What is something which you think should be understood again, which I can explain again? I think this part is understood by everyone. Load the data.
Yes.
Yes.
So everyone says yes. How about visuals like bar charts, column charts that we
Yes.
did yesterday?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, by everyone. And slicer filter also,
Yes.
data card.
Data card also.
Yes. Using DAX to create data card.
No.
And in Power Query, we try to clean, trim, sort the data.
Yes.
Even yes. Neha is saying yes to everything. Thumbs up already.
No, for DAX I didn't respond only.
All right. So Power Query is a yes for everyone. Merge is yes for everyone.
Yes.
Nitika, Yelanke, Shivashri,
Yeah.
append as well.
Append also. Yes.
Okay. Map visual is also great. I think everyone said yes at that time. And how about data modeling? Like when we have to connect two tables, this part.
Yes.
We try to initially we saw if the two tables are not connected, we won't be able to see the correct data. Once it is connected like this, then it is coming correctly. So 1 second. So it is no, I guess. And refreshing the Excel is yes, it's straightforward. So let's focus on this DAX, data modeling, and one more part is join. This is important. So what I would say is in DAX, in join, I'll explain inner join, outer join, all those things. In data modeling, we will understand the cardinality and direction. So let's first try to understand join. It is really important. Even if you're not working on Power BI, anything else, joins are really important. Second. Sometimes it's so tricky. let's see something easier. So you guys have like studied inner join, outer join previously?
Sorry, what?
Join functions?
No.
You mean Venn diagrams?
Using Venn diagrams, yes.
Well, I remember
So,
Venn diagrams.
okay, no worries. I'll just give you a brief of what joins are. So so all these A and B's are tables. So for example, in our case, we had table as HR data, and we had table original state table, right? So these are the two tables. You can say HR data is A, original state table is B, right? So we have A and B, right, in everything. So if you see here, this one, just focus on this one. So when I say left join means I want everything from my left table, and whatever is the common between the two tables, that's it. So if you know the concept of Venn diagram, we have two tables, like table 1, table 2. So whatever is this is my common. So if there are 10 rows here, 10 rows here I have 5 rows, but out of 5 rows there are 2 rows which are in this also, in table 2. So these are the 2 rows. So whatever is the common between the two tables will be this one, this part. And this part shows me which is only the table A. So whatever is there in A which is not in B, so this is A, and this is only B, right? So now I want to have the data from table A and whatever is the common in between the table and B. So that is the left join. So using left join, I will have this red highlighted circle. That means everything from A and whatever is the common between A and B. Any questions?
No.
Nice. Similarly, right join. In right join, whatever is there in the second table, table 2 or right hand side, as name says, right join means taking from the right side, taking from the second table, right? So take all from the table 2 and the common between table A and B, right? So this is straightforward. Left join, take everything from left side and the common. Right join, take everything from right side and the common one. Then comes inner join. Inner join means, if you try to understand logically or common sense, inner means like something from beneath, from inside. So inner in this Venn diagram is something inside, so which is common between A and B. So if we have 10 rows, or maybe, yeah, 10 rows in table A, 5 rows in table B, if we have two common, there are two rows which are common between table A and B. So those those two rows are my this common A and B. So this is the output that will come in my inner join. So we have left join, right join, inner join. So far so good. Any questions? If
No.
I go Wait. So if I go back to Power BI, and if I click on merge, by default, you will see this is left join. Left join is this one, the first one which I explained. So this is default. So I didn't change this time. So when we try to merge these two tables, HR data, original state table, I didn't do anything from here. This was default left outer join, right? So left outer join is same as left join. This means everything all from first matching from second, right? So if I go back to this definition from here, all from first and matching from second, right? So whenever I do left outer join, so everything from table A and whatever I select from table B, so whatever is matching, it will come. Similarly, right outer join, so everything from table 2 in this aspect and whatever is matching between table A and B, it will come. In full outer join, so if I go back to this, full outer join is this one. Full outer join means give me everything. Whatever table records have in A, whatever on B, whatever is common, give me everything. So that means all the data that we have in table A, table B, common, everything will be coming over there. So that is my full outer join. If I go back to inner join we have already understood. So we have understood left join, we have understood right join, we have understood full outer join, we have understood inner join, left anti join. So when we talk about left anti join, that is row that are only in first. So if I click here, rows only in first. So if we have rows here in column in table A, then we have rows in table B. Only those rows will come which are there in table A, which are not in table B, which are only present in table A. That is left anti-join. And then there is right anti-join, which are the rows only in the second one. Right? So you don't have to learn everything. These are the concepts. By practice, you will understand and then you can do whatever you feel like. But right now, whenever you join, by default, it is left outer join, which is absolutely correct. And you don't have to change and you don't have to do anything else.
But if we use this, so I mean, how does the data get highlighted or changed? If you have something that you could show, how does it affect the
Hmm.
data or the visuals or whatever?
Okay. So for that, let's take a new table. So let's say this is my table 1. This is my table 2. Right. What I'll do is I'll just save this. I'll just create a new Power BI report. What happened? Now I'll just import the table joins similar way. This time I will have multiple sheets, right? You can see table 1 is this, table 2 is this, table 3 is this. So I just select all the tables I can load together. Right, so now I have loaded these tables. So if you see this table 1 and table 2, table 1 has 1 2 3 employee IDs, table 2 has 1 4 6, right? So if I do inner join, what do you think will should come? Table 1 in my table, I am merging on the basis of column ID of employee ID. So I'm joining on this table, this column. What should be the inner join output?
It will be 1, 2, 3.
One,
Will
two.
be Rahul, right? One Rahul.
Yeah. So for sure, it will be employee ID and the name. Saying 1 2. And if I go here, table 1, click on merge query, and with table 2, if it is inner join and on the base of employee ID, right? So before going here, what is the meaning of inner join? If
Okay,
you
sorry.
here,
Inner join means only the common
Only
area.
one. Only
Only
one
common
should be.
area. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that means here 1 2 3 1 4 6. So answer is you won't get 2, you won't get 3, just 1 and Rahul. This is what inner join means.
Yes.
So let's see if I click OK. So I just want name, click OK. I'm sorry, not name or ID. So what I am seeing here is just 1 and Rahul, right? So if you see here, inner join will give me only the common, or you can say whichever is the common row in these two tables. And if it had, instead of Rahul, if here we are giving, let's say, Seema, for example, it will again join, because it is joining on the base of ID 1. It is not saying like, hey, you can't have the same employee ID for the different names. No, because Power BI is not telling you that. For this also, you can change it. For example, if I go here in table 2, I right click here and replace value. Instead of Rahul, I say it is Seema, right? So now it is Seema here for employee ID 1. So if I go back here, it is showing me table name from this one is Seema. So it will show me that. Did you guys understood the concept?
Yes.
Nice. So this is my inner join. Then let's go for left join. What is left join? Left join means all the values from the first table, left table, and whatever is the common between table of 1 and table 2. So it will come here, right? In this aspect, we will get this because this is there in the left join. Left join means everything from the left table and whatever is the common in the right table. So 1 is the common one. Right? It will come like this. If I go here, it will again with the table 2, but this time it should be left join. Sorry, left join on employee ID. If I click both, so it will come for both. So you can see here for 2 and 3, there is nothing in table 2. If I go back here, in table 2, there is no employee ID 2 or 3, right? So it will take this, and from here, employee ID from table 2 and name from table 2. Employee ID 1 here, this is Seema. Here it will be blank, 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 because I don't have employee ID 2 or 3 here in the table 2. So this is my left. If I have to see right join, similarly, it will have everything from here, right? And whatever is the common here, it is this, like this. And then here it will be blank, 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 blank. Any questions? So this will make more sense when you are working on real scenario where you want to connect or join the tables, and then you will understand. Oh yes, there is a concept of left join, right join, inner join, outer join, right? So right now this is more kind of theory, but when you are working on data set, then you will make it will make more sense, right? So let's try to do one more. So if I click on merge and with the table 2 itself, now if I have full outer join, what do you think will happen? Anyone?
It'll have all, the entire table,
Yes.
both the
So
tables
if I
actually.
here, exactly. So if I click OK, so it will give me all the tables. So you can see in the table 1 also now I can see null, because for employee ID 4 Yash, I don't have anything in the left table, right? So this is how this thing works. Any questions?
No, it's clear now.
Wonderful. So if we go back, Here, this thing is done. We will try to address DAX and data modeling. So let's try to understand data modeling part. So for data modeling, you just have to go to model view. That's it, right? Let me close this. Join X. And again, open the previous one. Till the time, I'll just open the page. So in general, when you're working on data, you might have these many tables. So you have sales table, then there is one dimension table like sales territory, reseller, customers, product, date, sales order. So you might have multiple tables, right? In that aspect, you really want to work on these cardinalities, how your data is connected. So you can see somewhere it is bidirectional, somewhere it is unidirectional. So uh, you can see number is one and then there is asterisk. So that means one to many relationship. Somewhere it is mostly it is one to many. Direction is unidirectional here. Here it is multidirectional. So what is the meaning of multidirectional? What is the meaning of unidirectional? When we say arrows are both the sides, that means when I use this as filter to filter this, it can filter. Similarly, if I start with this and try to filter this, it will filter. Anyone understood this?
No.
Okay. So let me just go to Power BI. I don't know why it's taking longer. Yeah. So if I open my previous one, the one we are working on, so here, this bidirectional means if I filter use this employee number as my filter, for example, so if you see employee number, I have this in HR data, that is my original main file. Then I have employee number in original state table also, right? So if I click this, use my filter, for example, employee number, right? And make this just a drop down. And I have one more from the HR data. Let's say I have state, right? So if I select 4, so it will give me West Bengal. if I select 18, it is giving me Jharkhand, right? This employee number is coming from original state table, this employee number, right? So what I was trying to do is filtering employee number here to get the value from this table. This state of employees in HR data, right? So what I was doing is employee number 4, when I'm filtering this, it is giving me, it is filtering this table, and whatever is for employee number 4 of state, like in this case, it is West Bengal. So it is showing me that. So it is filtering in this way. That means this arrow is working. Similarly, if I take employee number from this table and take state from this table, so if I go back here, instead of taking from original state table, I remove this, I take employee number from here, right? And this state, instead of HR data, take from original, this one. Now, if I use filter, it is again showing me it is working. That means if I use employee number from here, this one, and try to filter out this state over here, that is working. That means this arrow is also working. So this is my bi-directional. So this is my bi-directional. That means I can make this as my filter to filter this data. I can use this table as a filter to filter this data. So this is bi-directional. Generally, these are not bi-directional. This is bi-directional because we just have the same employee number count, which we have in this table as in this table. Now, what is the status? Everyone, please tell me. Mitra, Sivashri, Nidhi, Yelanke, Neha.
I've just understood the concept, but I want to try, then only I'll understand completely.
Yes. Correct. So absolutely. So what I would say is you have to practice this, see more videos and try to replicate and see what's happening, what's not happening. Because this is data modeling is something that you have to work side by side. And honestly, data visualization part, this part is more interesting and easier, I would say. One second. So I think whatever you have understood, that's great in the aspect of this data modeling part. When we talk about this cardinality and relation direction, and when you work on dashboards, you will be able to do this yourself again and again. No worries on that. But if I come back to the dashboard, so what is the progress of everyone? Like, are we here yet? Because by the end of this session, we have to complete the dashboard, if you remember.
Yes, dashboard is good. I'm
So
able to make this data card dashboards. Yes,
yeah,
understood.
so can we make it more visually appealing, nice looking dashboards? So if anyone wants to show and improve that or something of that sort, for next 15-20 minutes, we can work on creating impactful dashboard, and then in last 30 minutes we can discuss another concept. So I got thumbs up from Nidhi. So anyone wants to share anyone like your screen and show what's the progress, and then we can modify that. or any other concept that you would like me to explain? Because in this, when we talk about Power BI, it is mostly about when you have the clean data that we have here, HR data, then come to visualization part, drag and drop the visuals, drag and drop the fields from here, from the table, and then create the visuals, right? So that's the objective. From here we can see there are 1470 employees, total active is 1234, total departments are 4, it's showing here. Then job roles are this and that, job satisfaction is this and that. So many people are coming from this state, this is my correlation. Then I have this gender bias, so these are the gender bands. So these are the things that I can create. If I go back to the table, there will be so many other things that we can do from here. For example, um, for each and every employee we can see what are the standard hours that he's working, performance rating, percent salary hike. So if the salaries or number of companies he worked for, or the job satisfaction, is it dependent on percentage salary hike? So if we want to have the correlation of percentage salary hike and job satisfaction, so let's say we want to understand if he said 4 because the salary hike was good or bad. Was it the scenario? So let's go here. We can create a new page and go here for salary hike and open a scatter plot. So I have this salary hike. Now I want to see the satisfaction, job satisfaction, right? So now, yeah. So if you see here, in general, from this data we can understand if the percentage salary hike is increasing, his job satisfaction is decreasing. Even if I make it average, now you can see if a percentage salary hike is increasing, when it is going this way, my job satisfaction on an average is not like it is increasing. This is not the case. So it is somewhat flat in this band, and you can say this is my outlier. So you can say it is going somewhere like this. So if salary hike is increasing, job satisfaction is somewhat increasing, but it is not the like you can say this is not the variable on which job satisfaction is dependent. So employees are not saying he's more satisfied because he's getting more salary hike. So no, so this is not the factor. So if you have to understand what are the parameters of employees when they are satisfied, when they say 4, what are the reasons behind it? So you can drill down, do analysis on the data and see what are the reasons behind it. So this is one kind of data exploration part. Any questions on this? I really want anyone to tell me what is the challenging part, what is there, something which I can explain, or if you are able to understand these things, so are you done with the dashboard, or you can tell me the current scenario with that, everyone.
For me, this one got crashed, so I just restart it again and recovered. But again, this column 7 is a problem.
You can share if you want to, like, show me what the issue. And oh, 6 minutes back, Yelenke said yes. Yes to what?
Here is where I am getting stuck. I don't know what is this
So
column 7. So my table is this.
yeah, just
So
close
I
this.
just
Which table are you taking? This sheet
this
you are taking.
is
This
my
is okay. This is your table.
yeah, but column 7 is supposed to be this because this I added recently.
Mm-hmm. One, two,
So, but
three.
I don't know why it is showing in this one.
No
So I
problem.
was
Just close it. Just close. Click on close. Yeah, and go to table like this. Second tab.
what is it?
Not here. Left hand side.
Here.
Yeah, yeah. Table view. Click on
Okay.
this. Some of the tables have incomplete or no data. So
Oh,
did you refresh it?
yeah. Now the column here, right?
Okay. Just try to refresh it. Click on refresh now.
Oh, word refresh.
You can see the refresh now button.
Refresh now. No.
Above location. You can see. No,
Yes.
not here. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm,
So now cancel it and go to Power Query. So click on three dots.
It's why because it is getting stuck also. Yes.
No, it's fine. It takes time sometimes. So
Edit
click on
query.
Edit Query. Yes. Yeah. So click on Go to Error. Can you click on Advanced Editor on top? In the ribbon, there is a option Advanced Editor. Yes, click there. So this is coming from FFBB file. Then you are selecting the source item sheet one, kind is sheet. You did a promotion on that. All right. Click on cancel. Yeah. On right hand side, just click on cross named columns. Click on named columns. Yeah, cross. Yeah. Click on source. Right. Now this is coming. Click on navigation. Click navigation. Yeah. Now click cancel. We don't need this.
Navigation I cancel.
Cancel as in this. Okay and cancel. Click on cancel.
Second.
Yeah. And click on promoted headers. Perfect. Now click on change type and click cross. You don't need change type. Yeah. Right. Now close and apply. Just wait. It will automatically refresh. Yeah, now it is coming.
Now, uh, so the data that I was doing, will I have to start from the beginning, huh? Like for the charts?
So you had the charts? No, it should be there. If you created charts, it should be there. I mean, it won't be deleted.
I created, but
No, this maybe it's some other PBIX file because it won't be deleted. It's not related to that.
yeah, got it, got it. This one.
Yeah. So this one you got it right.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm happy that you are able to replicate that on your table on your data. So it's really nice.
Yeah, this is my data actually.
Very good, very good. So that you are able to create something on your data.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, whenever you get stuck here, like this kind of error, go to
Mhm.
Power Query
Okay.
and see on the steps right inside. Don't cross it, but see where the error is coming in. So this is where the diagnostics comes in. Like we have to see what are the errors.
Okay.
Sometimes it's from Power BI. Mostly it is human error. Like we do errors.
Mm-hmm.
So so yeah, we can do rectify that through Power Query. So
Thank
yeah.
you.
So anyone else? Second. So Yelanke is saying her mic is not working. Oh, she left only.
One question: when we are in this, we have this dynamic data here, right? How do we, or is it possible to take this to the PowerPoint presentation?
Oh yes, that was also the point.
Yeah.
So, so now let's say you have created this, right? So this is my dashboard. You have to publish it. So if you click on publish and click save, so save to anything, my workspace and select, and it will be published on your Power BI
I'm not
app, sir.
able to view your screen.
Yeah, same with me.
Oh,
Yeah.
1 second.
No.
Now
Yes.
you're able to see the Power BI this thing desktop.
Yes, now
Yes.
it's visible.
What you have to do is click on publish on top. Yeah, click on my workspace and select, and it will start refreshing. It will start publishing over there. Right. So once it is done, click on this link. It will open the app.powerbi. So this is how it should come, right? So now once this is done, second. So from share part, so if you click on share, you can share with your people like in within your organization, right? Or you can share on PowerPoint also. So this is the link. So when if you click on share, click on PowerPoint. So this is the link that will come. Copy the report URL and paste it in your existing presentation, or select open in PowerPoint to create a new presentation. So if I click on open in PowerPoint, click OK, open. So we'll just wait for it. Why it's not coming in? This is the way we should do it. Or if we go here and share, click on PowerPoint, click on this report link, go back to PowerPoint. So ideally, it should come like this. Do you want to try, Mitra, on your laptop? You are mute.
But we have to log into the work email address, right?
So currently you are logged out.
No, I'm in my personal. I didn't use because this is my personal laptop. I
Right, right,
log in with my company email in my personal.
correct, correct. So you can't publish without that.
No.
Yeah. So actually, so when you publish from here, once it is there, how you will approach to that file is, this is app.powerbi.com. So once you click that, so this is my company's email ID. I'll log in. Right now it will show me all the data. So this is the one we were creating, Power BI training HR data. Click here, and this is live. I mean, this is live as well as online. So even if there is one more employee who is some in some other country, he will just log in and he can see this file, right? So this one, this thing, Power BI desktop, this is on my desktop, so no one can see this. But once I publish this and I publish it over here, so this desktop can be seen by anyone. So this is what we use in when we are doing presentations to stakeholders and all those things. This is what we show. Now when we are trying to embed this in PowerPoint, this is the approach. Click on share, click on PowerPoint. When we have this link, we can directly add the link or click on open in PowerPoint. I don't know why it's not opening.
This will be an uneditable format of the like data, right?
Like, what do you mean by editable in this?
Like we cannot make any changes. Like it will be like a picture.
Yeah. So you can edit from here. If you click here, edit, you can see the screen. If you click here, so again, it will become like a Power BI desktop. So again, you can drag and drop, you can play with the data and you can do anything, right? And then you save, and then it will be saved from here if you save it.
This can be done by any other people. Like as you told, this will be.
So if you share from here, for example, if I go here, if I have to go back 1 second. Now, if you want other people to see, click on share. Let's you add the person's name. Like if you add the person's name and it can be added, and that person will be able to see this report. Right. So whoever is there in your organization will be shown here. So just start writing the name and send. Or you can just copy this link and message them, mail them that this is what it is. Just try to open and do. Then they would be able to edit this also if you have given the permissions. Right. In general, if you are sharing, it will be editable. Right. So here you can see like people can view and share, or people with existing access, specific people. So depending on what you want, you can do that. You can apply that logic here. Yeah. So one last part is if I have to share in PowerPoint, why it's not coming in? Let me just see online. This is what we did. Just open in PowerPoint and it should show me. Otherwise, choose this.
It's coming for me. I've tried
Yes,
in
wonderful.
PowerPoint.
Yeah. So I think maybe I'm just using parallels and something is not connected. That's why it's not coming. But this is very straightforward. I have whatever whenever I did it, this is how I did. So that's great. If it's coming for you, that means it's correct. So if you click on share and click on PowerPoint and then open in PowerPoint, so it will show like that. This is what you did.
I've done from file, export to PowerPoint.
Okay, from here also.
File, yeah, open PowerPoint.
From file.
Just
Oh, I
one
think,
minute.
or embed report. I think you must have done this export to PowerPoint
Yeah, file, export to PowerPoint.
and then click the PowerPoint. I think something is maybe some add-in
If you
is
want,
required.
I can share my screen.
Yeah, you can share. Yeah, it will be great for everyone else. Very nice.
This is the dashboard in Power BI,
Yes.
and then now it's in PPT.
Oh, this is PPT, and you can
Yeah,
see right. Like it is interactive. If you click something where it is working.
in okay, enable editing. No, it's not interactive. This is just a picture.
This is the picture, but one second. If you see here, you will explain it to people from this PowerPoint, and then if you click here, uh, somewhere it was showing click and edit. Yeah, so it will redirect. No, but there is a way to embed there itself, and you don't have to come here. So to play with the data, you can do it itself there.
Because when I'm clicking here, it's redirecting to this
Oh,
website. Hmm.
all right. Anyways, very nice
I
that
have
you have
just
this
done
much.
this.
Yeah, from expert.
Maybe it's just a picture, so that's why.
Yeah,
Here, yes. If I'll do some changes here, then it's
yeah.
showing me.
Very nice. So
Okay.
yes. So I think everyone else also just try to work on like publishing and do it on app.powerbi.com. Even if your employer has no Power BI licenses, you still have free license for maybe 2 months. So just log in from your email ID, work email ID, and you will have free 2 months to play around with the data, and you don't have to pay anything. So even if your employer is not giving you a license, that's fine. Otherwise, the license fee is somewhere around $10 to $15 a month. So yeah. So I would really suggest everyone, the way Nidhi did, everyone else just publish and try to work on it, because that's how it will be end to end. Once you start working on dashboard, publish it and share it with shareholder. Try to work on data storytelling, how you will explain the data to everyone else. So that is important as well. Any questions? So now I think we have somewhere around 20-25 minutes, so we can understand more concepts on it. Anything that anyone wants to ask for? Neha, Sivashri,
I don't have much questions for now. When
can
we
you
do
please
it, yeah,
your
when we
voice?
do it, when we do it multiple times, I think the questions come in. I think for now it's good.
Yeah, nice, nice. So you are done with your dashboard. You have created something.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So now everyone is done with this. I'll explain one more concept here, which is really important, which makes more interactive dashboard, makes it more appealing. That is when you click here, and when you see here, when you click on this bar chart, you can see there is a hover over here, like it is showing me age band is 35 to 44, gender is male, sum of employee count is 309. So this is called tooltip, right? So if in case I want more information here, so I can add here, there is a provision of tooltips here, add data fields here, right? So for example, I add education here in tooltip, right? So if I select search here, it will give me one more field as first education associate's degree or something, right? So you can add anything. So in this gender, let's say I want to see the job satisfaction average. So I'll just select that and click on average. Now if I hover here, it will give me average of job satisfaction for age group 25 to 34 is 2.69. For 35 to 44, it is 2.77. For 45 to 54, it is 2.63. For under 25, it is 2.77. Over 55, it is 2.93. Similarly, I can do tooltips on this. So if I click on number of employees, let me first change this to, this is not department, this is my education, and this is my department, right? So now if I want to have a tooltip here, I'll go here in tooltips. Let me add for each degree what is my count I'm seeing, and let's say again I want, this time I want job involvement and the average of it. So if I click select here, so I can see the employee count, I can see average of job involvement. I can add more, like I can add satisfaction again, right? Again, this is the average. I can add environmental satisfaction, again average. I can just add relationship, again average. I can add multiple, so you don't have to create more visuals. So if you just hover here, you can see for bachelor's degree what is my employee count, what is my average job involvement, average of job satisfaction, environment satisfaction, relationship satisfaction. So I can see all the metrics in one go. Similarly, you can apply anywhere else. So just implement working on tooltip and let me know if you have any doubts on it. Give me a thumbs up once you're done. Everyone is done. Mitra, Sivashri, Nidhi, Neha. If you're stuck, let me know. So in the visual, you just have to go to tooltips, add the fields in the tooltips. That's it. Nothing else.
Where is the tooltip actually?
So if you select any visual, for example,
Ah,
you want to
correct.
add visual. So
Mm.
on the right hand side in the visualization panel,
Okay.
under this, you will see the tooltips. So here it will be blank.
Oh,
From
okay. Got it.
data,
Got it.
you just drag over there.
Okay. Yeah, got it. Done.
Nice. Great, Siva. So how about Mitra, Nidhi? Mitra is done. Nidhi and Neha? Nice. Nidhi is done with it. How about Neha?
Sorry, no, I haven't done it as yet. I'm just doing it. Just give me 2 minutes.
Okay. So ultimately, what tooltip does is, so in case, let's say you want to explain this dashboard to your manager, to stakeholders, so you go from left to right. So you'll say there are total employees as 1470, active employees this. Then when you are explaining education, let's say bachelor's, there are 572 employees. If you hover, you will explain. So these are the count. For average job involvement, it is 2.75. For satisfaction, it is this and that. So this is how you will explain the story, because this will guide or aid to give you more information. Neha is done.
I think I missed it. No, I'm not able to do it.
So I'll just repeat this step. When you click on particular visual, for example, this time I click here, right, and go to the first part in this. If you scroll down, sorry, this one. So if you scroll down in this, you will see the tooltips.
Mm, okay.
You're able to see the tooltips option.
Yes, yes, yes. I got it. I got it.
Wonderful. Is it raining there? I don't know. Somewhat, I can feel that in the background of Neha's.
I'm sorry.
No, I thought it's raining. Some like there was some kind of noise of patting of rain, so I thought
Yeah,
it's
it
raining.
is. Yes, it is raining,
Oh, is it? Okay.
but it also could be my fan.
Okay. No, if it is raining, then it is raining. Mitra, you want to say something? You are thinking about something?
No, I was confused since yesterday about one, how I can link two types of data, and which chart it will be like that.
Mhm.
So my concern is that, okay, in this point, say in my company, I have some people who are in the payroll in my current site, but they are working in other site. The
Okay.
payroll is in my site, and but they are working in other site. So
Yeah.
how we can make a chart related to that?
Do you mean
Similarly,
to
from
have like?
like if I can link it to relate it to the Indian companies, like some people are having on-site. So
Yeah,
but the payroll will be in say example, okay, in Mumbai, they are in the Mumbai office, but they are working for like Delhi office or something.
but their employee ID will be the unique ID, right?
Yeah, same ID, but they have this payroll in like Mumbai, but they're working for the Delhi. Similarly, for the Delhi, they have the payroll in Delhi, but they're working for Mumbai. So
Yeah,
which chart will be matching for that? I was thinking this one since yesterday.
chart as in this Power BI visual.
Yeah, visual. Which one will be?
No, it depends on what exactly you want. Like, I understood what you're saying. Like, there might be many employees who are.
I have to just show that, okay, out of 10 people in Mumbai, two are working in Delhi. Similarly, out of these two data should be like,
Have you mapped it as base location and work location, Mitra?
yeah,
Okay.
but I don't know how I can visually represent it. This is a problem.
What you can do is, one option is,
Okay.
if I go to Excel, I'm not sure if that makes sense to your statement. For example, I say the base location is, let's say, Delhi here, Mumbai here, then Bengaluru, let's say Kolkata. Let's say we have these four locations, and
Okay.
again I add these two, these here, Mumbai, then Bengaluru, then Kolkata. So this is my base location. So you are saying there are two employees from Delhi who are working from Mumbai. So I'll just say two here. There is one person in Mumbai who is working in Delhi. So I can say one. So this can be my base location. This can be the location of payroll where where he's actually working. So this too will show that there are two employees who are from Delhi, but they are working in Mumbai. There is one person who is from Mumbai who is working in Delhi. There are, let's say, two people who are from Bangalore who are working in Calcutta. So this is how this can help you. I'm not sure this is what you want.
So in the Power BI, actually I have the list. Say I have okay, the work location I have. Say
Yeah.
the payroll destination I have,
Hmm?
but the work location is different.
Yeah.
So,
Do
but
you want
this
to
is like
show
the
the
columns I
data? I
have.
can.
Sorry, I didn't get.
Do you want to show your data now? I can suggest you what graph it can be.
Yeah, for sure. But this is like, okay, for when I'm relating to my company, it will be like we have some legal things to be done here. So we have the employment card for the people. So the labor card for the people issued in one emirate, like for example in Abu Dhabi. But these people are working in Dubai office. So
Mm-hmm.
this is like, okay, I can just show you. Say this is the location for the people.
Yeah.
But their labor issued at this one. Okay, I
Right.
can just hide this one. Okay, see, if you find some people are having this thing in Abu Dhabi, their working is in Abu Dhabi, but their labor is issued in Dubai. So I have two datas with the locations, but I don't know how to relate this data. This is the problem.
Just go to Power BI for this data. Yeah. And create a new visual. Yeah. And select somewhere else in this. Yeah, perfect. And now select this metrics table. Metrics, right hand side. Yeah, this one. No, just remove this. You have added Q&A. Is it not coming? It's strange.
It's getting stuck for me sometimes.
Um, yeah, anyways, if you click somewhere else, some other visual, it is coming, or it's just with metrics. So just click somewhere else, some other dash. Yeah, it is coming. Yeah. Now, just search that particular column, location or whatever was the name, and just click on there. The square, click there. Don't need. Yeah, you can do this as well. And the other one, there is another column, right?
Yeah.
Location. Yeah, select this also.
But I put it as yeah.
No, this is fine. Now, add one more field, which is the count of employees. So whatever is the employee ID, whatever is the unique, search that. We have employee ID, right?
Yeah. Actually.
Just drag this in values. And is it coming correct?
Um, total will be 115. No.
Just go to values in this down arrow. Instead of first, we just don't need calculation. Click on down arrow. Yes, click there. Count distinct or normal. Yeah.
Yes. Now it's coming.
So this is showing me labor issued at Abu Dhabi 43, which
Mm-hmm.
are from AUH. One is from Dubai,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Was this your
Correct.
expectation?
Yeah, correct. Now it's correct.
Okay.
4719. Yes. Perfect. Thank you. I was just thinking which one I have to use here.
Right. So yeah, matrix visual is really helpful. We can use this many a times. Right. So any other question from anyone else? I'm really happy, Mitra, that you are implementing with your existing data also. So it's really good. You are able to understand and replicate that. Siva, Shri, Nidhi, Neha, anything that I can help you with now that we are about to finish this session? So I hope you are able to understand Power BI, what it is, and have
Yeah.
some understanding. I'm sure there would be so many doubts. No one can learn everything in one day. So, but if you're able to create dashboard, uh, we are successful.
Yes, understood a lot about Power BI and the dashboard. And now we'll implement with the real data of the company, which is
Yeah.
somehow half cooked, half received, half not received. So we'll try with that.
Right. So whenever you get stuck, you can connect on LinkedIn also. So
Okay.
wherever you feel that it is very challenging and you're not able to understand even after doing Google also, so you can just write your query and I'll try to help you out. So everyone, so
Okay, sure.
no problem with that.
Sure. Thank you.
Just one more thing before we end this session. So this is the data, right? This is the table we had working on from yesterday. If you see this, if you select particular column, so on top of it, you will see data type coming in over here, right? So if I select business travel, this is data type text. So if I click on arrow, these are the options that I can change it to. right? If I feel this is not text, this should be something else, then I can select that, right? For example, this is fine, this is text, this is also text, this is text, 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 this is whole number, which is good. Generally, Power BI gives you correctly, but sometimes it is text but it should be number or something. Then from here, data type, you can change it. And now you will say how this will impact, like even if the data type is whatever it is. But when you're doing calculation, for example, this employee number is text instead of whole number. If it was text previously, right? If I go back and click on text, now it is text. Now if I have to do any calculations on employee number, I won't be able to do it, because now Power BI will understand this is a text, not number, right? So we have to make sure, if you're not able to calculate something or stuck somewhere, see the data type. Many a times this is a problem. Like we have to see what is the data type. So you can do many good things, but then you will realize, oh, where I'm stuck, what's wrong, what wrong I'm doing. See in the original data in this Power BI file, see the data types of the columns where you're stuck at, and see, oh, this is the text, I need to have this as a whole number. Then select here, and do you want to continue? Yes. And change it to whole number, and then your problem might be solved, right? So working on data types is really important. And as I said, use chat gpt. It is really helpful, I really work on it. So if I show you one thing, can you see the screen?
Yes.
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 What are you able to see? Are you able to see the Google?
No, your dashboard.
Oh, so one second, I have to share it again. Now,
Yes.
so let's say I want to say you're stuck, let's say, on uh, what is DAX in Power BI. So this will give me basic understanding. DAX is data analysis expressions and this and that. So once you feel it is too overwhelming, it is too much, say explain DAX for beginner in layman language with one example. So what it's saying is, let's say you have a data table like this. We have date, we have products, we have sales amount, right? So these are the dates on which the sale happened. So if I want to have total sales for product A, from this table I can say it is 100 plus 150, 250, right? But what, how we will do this in Power Query, like Power BI? So we can create a DAX for it, total sales for product A. As we try to work on the total counts, and attrition is equal to no, right? So we will calculate sum of total amount where product is equal to product A, right? And then my total sales for product A will be there. And then you can try this. So try using ChatGPT for DAX understanding, because it is complicated and it can be too overwhelming. Too so many things are there, right? So you can use this, and yeah, I think that's it for it. Any questions you want to have, let me know. I hope this session was really interesting or impactful, like you understood how dashboard is created. Nice, Mitra. How about others? Any feedback you felt
Yes.
it tough, it is easy, or it is too overwhelming, or it is doable?
That is doable.
Yeah, it's true.
Earlier, it was actually I was actually basically thinking it is way too hard to understand or follow, but then I think it was easy after you had explained. It's
Right.
more of a practice, is what I understand.
Correct. So it's not like any other language like Python or something which is too technical. This is not very technical. So if you go in depth, this might become technical, but for what kind of dashboards you want to create, it is very straightforward. Just drag and drop. When data is not clean or structured, is not there, then you have to do some manipulations. Otherwise, somewhat you can do drag and drop and do some pattern matching and all those things.